All right, so welcome to Sunday night. I was about to welcome everybody to Sunday night and tell them we don't know what the hell John's doing, but he'd already changed his name before y'all missed the good name. So,
I'll change it back. I'll change it back. It won't get you. It won't get you like demonetized.
I don't care at this point. What am I gonna lose? Like $3 for this show?
Not $3.
$2. I want my $2.
I want my $2.
Okay, where is my tax break? I'm a black transgender lesbian. I want a tax break.
Hey, Flip it good. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost didn't do it today. Has been a I don't know. I've not had a lot of my own personal motivation today. Seems I woke up with some sort of poison, something on my arm, and it's on my neck.
How long you been married?
I don't know, 32 years.
That might be it.
Could be.
Yeah. I'd cut some branches in the backyard a few days ago, but
Joni can't hear me, can she?
No, she's in another room. I can hear her singing in there. Y'all should be glad y'all don't have to endure that.
Lori should be singing. I freaking took her to the casino and she like lost enough to fund another war for Biden.
It looks like it's on both sides of my neck.
Thanks.
What fun! All I did yesterday was I picked up one branch and threw it back in the pile. Surely to God that wasn't. I didn't even hardly touch it, but I'm highly allergic to that kind of stuff. So it's one of the other. Yeah, we're talking about you singing. It's terrible. It's a good thing we don't have an HOA, or they would they'd probably be fining me right now.
She's
No, Joni, we were talking about how Scott's rash was caused by 32 years of marriage. I could say it from this side of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're actually only like 31 and a half. 32 is this summer.
So where are you at now?
What?
John.
Guadalupe. No, where the hell am I, Lori? Gallup.
Oh.
Looks like you spring for a little bit bigger of a hotel.
That was on Lori. That's not. I don't book the hotels, dude.
Yeah, this one looks like you've got a suite. Yeah, it's probably not single Tommy, but I hope not anyway. It should be. Yeah, so really didn't have a great topic for today. Just kind of been in a blog mood for the last few days. So
AI is going to take over the world, man, and eBay. So quit now.
I am.
Okay.
Just give up.
As soon as AI learns how to go thrift and go find shit at a yard sale, I'll be worried about them.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're going to sell art, dude. Art and scripts.
The problem is you can sell art all you want to, but when the economy's gone to hell, I could think of much better marketplaces than eBay for art. That doesn't seem like your typical Gen Xer is not your art buyer.
No. Use code Bearded. What are we trying to buy now?
It's just boxes for Supply Hut in case somebody needs boxes. There's 5% off the already lowest boxes on eBay.
Scott, you need to take your herpes meds.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, right. But so I just thought, it's a lot of mine is procrastination, and I've struggled with it my entire life. And so why should this week be any different?
I wish I had procrastination issues.
I thought I had done good today. I picked up a lot in the last 3 or 4 days. I picked up quite a bit of media, books, and DVDs and stuff, and a lot of it's some expensive sets. I'm like, ooh, the first expensive set sold, and I clicked on it on my phone to see if the reprice removed it or if I didn't even put on reprice. I don't know why I clicked on it. I missed a number. Instead of putting it for $146, I had it for $16.
I guess it did sell.
No, it didn't. It unsold pretty quick.
Johnny.
Yeah, I unsold that pretty quick. It's the Dick Van Dyke Show. It's the all 5 seasons of the Dick Van Dyke Show.
In black and white?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. Yeah, Regina, I'm going to go tomorrow to Walgreens. I'm going to stop on the way back from the auction and get something. I've got some calamine or whatever that pink shit is. I think that just pisses it off. I don't think that really does anything. I think it just pisses it off.
All I think it's supposed to do is calm the itch.
Yeah.
It does that for a while.
It's supposed to relieve the burn. It doesn't cure it
It's
or
supposed to
help it in any manner.
it has a dry. It's supposed to have a little bit of a drying effect too. It's supposed to dry up some of it. It hasn't really gone anywhere. It's all the same place it was this morning. So I guess that's a good thing.
So I stood on the pad at that 20,000 square foot warehouse. That was interesting.
So, Brenda, most of the antibiotic ointments and things I'm allergic to, so I can't use a lot of. They use some kind of preservative. It's real strong in like triple antibiotic and those things. It's a nightmare. It causes cellulitis. I can't use most stuff. I can't use.
Did you ever see one of them pole barns go up?
I have not. I mean, I've seen them on TV and stuff, but never in person.
It's amazing to watch. This thing is 20,000 square feet, 2 drop-down loading docks, where the trucks will back down a ramp into the building.
Right.
Each upright is held by 4 bolts. It looks like a giant erector set when this thing. I should have taken some pictures.
If you were only carrying a camera with you.
I was one of those like.
I was too damn cold, man. I had my hands in my pockets.
One of those like modular setups, like Ben bought. I think what he's talking about.
It's 20,000 square feet. This is the one of the companies is building it.
It's a warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, they put like Amazon's warehouses are built the same way.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're at it's like a metal building.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating to watch because it's like a giant erector set, man. And they put them uprights up and the cross beams in while we were at lunch.
But so what are some things that I have found that helps with procrastination? First of all, you got to realize you do what you do, and try to do your best to talk yourself into not procrastinating. I've had that conversation with myself way too many times. Breaking larger tasks down into smaller tasks to get yourself moving is one pretty decent thing that works. Just the fact that you get started on something, and that's generally my, once I get started, it's usually over. I usually get to it from there. But I can think of a million reasons why I can start in an hour or two or three.
Deadlines and accountability partners also help.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say is set deadlines. Give yourself set personal deadlines in order to give yourself the room that it takes. If it's due on Friday, you should have a personal goal. Be done Thursday. If you procrastinate to the last minute, you don't have a lot of time to check over, whatever you've done. And so any mistakes, like the one that I listed, a DVD set that was off by $130 some. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, that happens too.
So, are you talking about work?
No, I guess
Procrastinating with work, or were you talking about procrastination?
For me, it's a lot of the extra stuff I need to get done. I get done everything I need to get done, but it's I struggle at night. I struggle getting myself to do extra stuff at night. I'll sit around and after dinner and
who cares?
But in order to achieve some personal goals, I need to
Aren't you in the 50+ club?
No, I started counting backwards.
See, when you get in the 50+ club, man, you get to a point. I understand what you're saying. You got personal goals you're trying to hit, but there's only so many hours in a day, man. And I know for me, I'd like to see everything done yesterday. I got projects I said I was going to start that haven't been started in 5 years. You get to a point where enough's enough. You got enough. You're doing okay. I know one of your goals is to pay off debt, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It is. It's much tougher than I thought it was going to be.
It's a tough one because you're like, first of all, you put in a day of work and then you got to do extra. And then part of the problem is, and now the only debt that I have right now is the RV. We bought the property for cash. The cars are paid for. The toys are paid for. Lori's gambling habit is paid for.
Seen that coming.
So, when you part of the problem is as you get started, you don't see any gratification or results.
Correct.
And that's hard to motivate past.
No, it's 100% correct. So, and one of the things that I don't generally do at all is, and I know if you set up some kind of, you've got to set up some kind of reward system. You got to, if you create smaller tasks and smaller milestones, and put a positive spin with a reward or something. If I get this much, I'm gonna do this. You've got to, if you put some incentive in there to start getting part way through it, I know that helps. I have not sat down and taken the time to sit down and think of, to get from point A to point B.
Learn to practice delayed gratification.
Al, if I delay like you, I'll be 60. What the hell?
That ain't far, dude. Feels like yesterday I turned 50.
He turned 60 about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's
Al,
right.
Al did.
Somebody around this place is getting ready to turn 70, right? 70?
No, 60.
Oh,
Not
60.
till November 30th.
60.
You know.
60, that's right. I'd rather.
Yeah, Brenda,
I can't say I'd rather be 40 because I got to be honest. There is no way I'd want to be 40 in this world right now.
Yeah, Brenda, that's the goal. The goal is
single. I think that's scary.
Yeah, I can't. The single part, that's the scary part.
That's where I'm at, Brendan. I'm really struggling with that. Yeah. One of the things Lori and I, and this is going to be a little bit of a surprise. One of the things Lori and I decided on this trip, well, I decided, and she just kind of goes with me and is like, yeah, that's what you said the last time. This is it. No more road trips like this. This 2-week trip has been rough.
Yeah, if you need to go somewhere, you just need to step on a plane and then come
I'm going to start. You're right. I'm going to start flying, and I'm not going to try and do 6 things in a trip. Like I went to a goat farm. I don't know. People that follow me on Facebook seen it. It's time for goats to be born. Well, my brother has a 6-year-old, and my mother lives with him. And
a 6-year-old child?
Yeah, child.
How old is your brother?
Yeah. We talked about this before. Don't you remember?
Holy mackerel.
He had a vasectomy.
Oh God, it didn't work.
No. And this is a public service announcement because most people don't know this. A vasectomy, they do not cut you; they tie a string around it.
Yeah.
And a hernia can actually break that string, and that's what happened.
Wow.
So he has a 6-year-old at 51.
Damn.
I mean, I know the 6-year-old is probably a blessing now, but I can't imagine.
I couldn't either, man.
I look at him and shake my head every time I see her. Because she's just, she's 6 years old, so she's got all the energy for days.
Oh, yeah. For days and days, yeah.
And she does gymnastics, and so they're competing. So we decided that we're not, I wanted my mom, when we found out we're going to feed the goats, the lady at the thing says, I'm not going to, you tell me when you're coming and I'll close that time frame and it'll be just you and your family with the goats. So they got to feed. Now, they normally charge like $30 a bottle to feed these goats.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys have? Like 20-some bottles?
Well, yeah, I think I got 3.
They had all these goats. I mean, there was 20-some of these goats that had to be bottle fed. They fed them all. They got to feed them all. I took pictures and stuff. And then I went up further in Ohio. I was in Ohio. I went to my hiding place in Ohio. And
is it
hung out for a couple of days. What's that?
Is it the normal place?
Yeah.
Well, that's not hiding. I can find you. That's not hiding.
I left there and went to Cuba, Missouri to talk about plans for the next year. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. He's like, good. He says, you said that the last time I was almost threw it up at you when you said you were going to Ohio. He says, but I knew you were going to see your mom. So
you got to pass.
He let me pass on that one, but he said, we'll meet in Vegas or we'll meet in St. Louis or we'll go to East Coast and meet up with some of my other distributors. But Brenda's right. This is you have to find the quality of life, especially when you get over 50. You start to realize what's important.
And so that's why, I've been trying to be careful because I know the one thing that I talk a lot about is when you make plans and you schedule all this stuff and you try to lay things out, don't legislate out the fun. The part that the biggest difference probably between me and you, John, is I love the yard sale, that stuff that kept me to where I was, and my goal is to go to 5 minimum of the long yard sales this year. I've done one so far. And we just got yard sale season, and it's so much fun. It's
Do you book hotels, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I will. Whenever I'll just get a hotel when I'm out there somewhere. Wherever it is, I'll drive 30 miles off of the thing to get a regular hotel.
Sure, you don't want to do the trek again?
If I get around to building the bed out like I want, I'll do the truck again for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah. Can we take Bertha?
That'd be the way to do it.
That damn sure be the way to do it.
Why he wants us to come to?
I have a video on my channel about Dave Ramsey leaving me broke. And it wasn't financial. Everybody, it's kind of a little bit of a clickbait title. It's one of my best watched videos. And I felt like I threw 5 years away paying off all that debt.
Right.
I mean, Lori and I scrimped and saved and cut corners. And this is back when we had 3 Infinities and car payments were like $2,800 a month or some ridiculous number that we were paying. And we paid off all that debt, eating rice and beans and never going out. And in the end, what did I gain? I really didn't feel like I gained anything. I'm not disagreeing with being debt free. I guess I'm disagreeing with the beans and rice. Every freaking penny you got goes to pay off debt.
Yeah, because at some point, with the American dream, you've got to accept it. It's a lie. You got to accept the fact that work for 40 years and then retire and do whatever you want to is a pipe dream. With medical, with people getting sick and medical things, and you're not guaranteed to get that far. And then even when you get that far, at 65 years old, how many people at 65 have enough health to go do what they want? And so if you don't stop and smell the roses along the way, you've lost. In my opinion, you've lost.
Brenda, do you feel like you got your life like fully back, or are you still working on it? What she's saying is right. She's saying remember why you started. This is a problem I've had I got tied up with this a long time ago, and I got people working for me now that depend on me. I got my brother works for me. My mother gets a check. My wife has a gambling habit.
See,
listen. I joke about the gambling habit. It does not hurt us at all. So don't anybody think that we're in debt because of her gambling. She plays pennies. When we walk into the casino, she gets a certain amount of money. It never hurts us. It never affects us.
Yeah. So, the whole reason for paying off debt, well, I don't like having, the house and one car is what I'm trying to pay off. And, I've doubled down a couple times now in the car. The car definitely will be gone, and I'll start working on it.
How much do you owe on the car?
8 something. Not much.
Get a 0% credit card.
Yeah.
It's all right. It'll be done probably early fall, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But it's because I truly, with a wife that's had a ton of health problems and that stuff, I want to be able to do what I want to do in this business and not have to worry about whether I'm making $1 million or whether I'm making 30.
Well, unfortunately, I have to make $1 million. But I've said, for people that come here all the time, Mr. Sadie, Brenda, the people that know me, I've said it all along that if I ever started over, if I was able to go back in time and do it again, I would never be this big.
Yeah.
This is a trap. This was a trap that everybody told me to be careful of, and I screw stepping. I didn't step into it. I jumped into it with both freaking feet with my eyes closed like I was jumping out of an airplane.
It's everything I got away from being in a corporate company and not wanting to do that anymore.
Now,
because it's out there, and I could easily, if there wasn't the big payments over, I could easily live on yard sales and carrying on. We went to, so get this. So here's your motivation. I don't have any problems with that kind of stuff. It was Saturday morning. A couple of Fridays ago, I had missed going to yard sales. It was only 2, and Harlan had found some things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that again. If there's just one, screw it, I'm going. And so there was 2 this Saturday. It rained all day Saturday. We get to the first one, and this lady has Harlan's looking at some stuff for the auction. He ended up buying 5 or 6 things, but there was a bunch of DVDs. So I walked over to the DVDs, and I'm looking at them, and I'm picking them up, and she's bagging them up in, for you young folks, there were paper grocery bags she had. Y'all probably haven't seen them unless you've been to Whole Foods.
paper?
And I looked at her and go, how much you want for all of them? You'll just take $60 for all your movies? And she's like, sure, I can do that. Because I can see underneath some of the tags, she'd had a yard sale before and tried to sell them, and she had marked a lot of them down. And I told Harlan, when I get home Saturday, before Saturday night ends, I'm going to have all these listed on Amazon because I want to know what they're worth. Seems like they were worth $1,600 profit. It was just a stupid amount of DVDs. Like the one that I and that's even with the error I made with the Dick Van Dyke. So one of them, the Dick Van Dyke was the Dick Van Dyke Show, all 5 seasons. That used on Blu-ray is worth over 200 new. I had it listed for, I thought 146, but ended up being 16. There were several other sets that were 100 a quarter, 150 a disc. I called Harlan. I'm like, dude, you're not going to believe this. I've got 5 discs out of 9 that are worth over $150 each. And so it was a hell of a find. That was one yard sale. I didn't buy anything at the second yard sale. That's the only thing I bought.
That's all you need.
$60 in DVDs that are worth that much money.
Now, my question is, are they all listed?
Yes, they're all listed. Every single one of them's listed. So here's a good one. So here's, folks, you got to think outside the box. This is a good lesson. So I'm talking to Harlan. So one of them was the entire set of Everybody Loves Raymond, all 9 seasons. One of the 9 was brand new. Season number 8 was brand new. So I can sell all 9 of those on eBay for $40 plus shipping. The season 8 brand new on Amazon is worth $28 by itself. What do you do? The idiots on Amazon will sell you a used copy of season 8 for $5.37. So I spent $5.37. I ordered season 8 and I listed season 8 by itself for sale brand new on Amazon. What's the first disc that I sold of that whole set?
Season 8.
out of 130 DVDs listed, season 8 was the first one to sell at $28. So now when that other one gets here, I'll take a picture and throw all those on eBay.
Now, and Brenda's probably going to jump in on this and agree. I'm going to guess before I say it. Be careful with how much effort you put into becoming debt free. Meaning, make sure that you reach your goal, but not go past it. Because then you're going to get caught up in the work. And that's what happened with me. I had to grow so that more cash was coming in. While I was growing, I hired more people, which means I had to pay more money out. So I had to grow again to get more money coming in. And then when the money started coming in and I stopped growing and I started to take profit out of the business, I had too much.
See, I'm not a trans, lesbian, black like you are.
No, I gave that up. Now
Oh,
it's
did you
about
get it?
AI taking over the world.
I want to be out of debt so that I can live my life. I don't mind the reselling, you know, if I piddle around and do auctions and I piddle around and do whatever, you know, without any stress and have freedom of whatever. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to build a stack of money that's bigger than the house.
Whoa. Brenda, wait a second. Brenda, you lost a son?
Yes.
I did not know that. I am sorry. What's around the house? Wow.
Yeah. She's lost multiple. It's not just one.
Wow. God bless you.
And so I enjoy the reselling. My grandparents played reselling until they were like 82. It's something I enjoy the hunt and carrying on. I enjoy sticking something in a box that's in the FBA.
Wow, Brenda.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have words, and I've been over probably close to 200 soldiers' funerals with the Patriot Guard, and I have no words.
Yeah, Brenda, that I've tried to tell people that I'm not. I don't want it to crush me so bad and do that. You've got to take time to live your life 100%. I learned that very quickly. You know, we were actually on vacation when Johnny started feeling bad, and she's like, my right breast really hurts, and I think I found a lump. And when your significant other tells you that, your world stops. And I'm like, so she was setting up appointments on her way home, and
thank goodness she did.
Yeah, very very aggressive, and I truly believe. I can sit back and look at hindsight now and see how everything happened, and you go, some people would tell you that was lucky. No, that was lucky. That was, and they tell you about 10 or 12 times through it. Now I would tell you, that's the hand of the Lord guiding.
That's great.
So it that's a wake up call to. Your life is not guaranteed. You're 100% correct, Brenda. 100%. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. That's for sure. You look around, last couple Thursdays, heavy storms came through here. A small, I think it ended up being an F3 tornado touchdown in north of Hazel Green. It wasn't on the ground more than a mile or two. Put 5 in the hospital and killed a lady. You are not guaranteed tomorrow.
5 people got killed 14 miles south of me on a tornado when, I don't know what day it was, but I was in Missouri. I mean, I can't even tell you when I was in Missouri. 2 days ago.
It was that same night. It was that Thursday night. They came
exactly.
They came through that Thursday night because they got to Missouri before they came this way.
Killed 5 people like 14 miles south of the hotel we were staying in.
Yeah, it was after the first one was the ones through Mississippi, and then it was the second round that came through.
So,
I mean, the most dangerous things you do, folks, is get in the freaking vehicle.
oh shit. There's
Uh,
a tractor trailer. There's a tractor trailer flip today. Went off the side of a bridge.
it's you know, I watch these. It's made me a better driver. I don't drive as nearly as aggressive as I used to. I watch the car wreck videos every day. It's a circus and a zoo out there on the highway, folks.
Yeah.
Well, then there's weird shit like that car getting launched in the air.
Over a tire coming off of it. And I see that now every week. That's not something that just happens. That happens a lot. People just.
That's like my biggest fear driving is not like a wreck. It's like that weird shit of just something falling off a truck, a fucking tire, some random shit.
Guy,
Look at you, the gas tank. I mean, that
People want to know why are you driving 8 or 10 miles faster than everybody else? Because I need clean air. I don't want to be in traffic. I don't want to be anybody around me. I just want to be me. If I need to drive a few miles faster to be out there by myself, I'm good with that.
room to move.
Yeah.
I watched one today. The left front tire on a pickup truck looks like it busted off at the ball joint.
Right.
75 miles an hour before the sun come up. Didn't flip it, but man, you could see where he drug that thing, the side of that truck, all through the mud before it come to a stop in the left lane. And I rolled up on it at 80 miles an hour, and thank God the cop was in front of me, flipped his lights on when he seen it. Because if he didn't see it, he'd have hit him, and I would have hit the cop. Because we was hauling. That speed limit through there, 75 miles an hour on 40.
Yeah.
And it just all it did was it just looks like the tire folded under at the ball joint.
And I'm almost at the bottom of this salt water. I go get something I want to drink. If you're going to drink Element, the watermelon seems to be the best. That is the watermelon. I'm at the end of it.
It's salty.
Those guard wires are bad, man. I'd rather hit a guardrail than that guard wire.
Oh yeah.
No, it's called Element. It's if you're on keto, you lose a lot of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So that's heavy salt, and this one is watermelon flavored. It's got a lot of salt.
Delivering groceries for whatnot?
No, he meant Instacart. He put it at the bottom.
I know what he meant.
I don't get flat tires.
Yeah, I heard Dave started talking about that. What the freak of the thing that bust out my damn gas tank on an interstate in Atlanta? I mean,
Right?
the strangest.
I don't know. There's so many. Do I regret anything in life? I don't really regret anything I did. What is there things I would change? Absolutely, there's things I would change. Early on, my spending habits. In the Bible, it talks about the root of all evil is money, the love of money. I think I would look at money a whole lot different from a much younger age. And find a way to just enjoy life. I mean, I said to Lori, we're coming home, and I'm like, you want to go see Thea? Thea's our granddaughter in Texas. You want to go see Thea next week or the week after? We'll just jump in the car and run down and see her for a couple of days. Fly out and see the boys. Family is the most important thing. Money.
I don't know, John. You've never had a flat in that big coach, have you?
No,
I think
never had a flat.
I think the biggest thing that bothers you is them damn air conditioners.
What? No, flat in RV.
Yeah, the RV is the air conditioners for the most part.
Yeah.
You've struggled with those ACs.
Yeah, well, I only got 3.
We're not going to mention the Fiat.
Fiat. Oh my lord, I've drugged that thing. I miss that car.
What you drug it in gear, whatever the hell you did to it.
Oh yeah.
500 miles. I drugged that sucker in first gear.
Rough.
There was that massive dust storm in Vegas, and there were 4 of us in an RV. You couldn't even see.
Hey,
I got
Glenn.
caught on 15 in Las Vegas in rush hour traffic, and a dust storm come through. And I mean, now I'm not talking about like a light dust storm. I am talking about a freaking blinding dust storm. You can't see the front of the. As small as the Fiat was, I couldn't see the front of the Fiat.
Just sucks.
But so Brenda, you and Brenda both had the right attitude. I had the same attitude. I don't have regrets. You know, you make the best decision you can in the time from all your experience. You know, everybody says, "Well, I would change this or that." But if you live with regret, you've got to learn. That's one thing I know in life that's 100%. You got to learn to forgive yourself if you make a decision that's not the greatest. You know, you've got to. I do it different next time, or I've learned from that. There's a value that you get out of it, but you have to learn to forgive yourself. You can't hold yourself. That guilt will just tear holes in you. That's
Yeah, dust storms are pretty intense.
drove a Civic around with a broken clutch cable always engaged.
Yeah, some of them semi drivers can't drive either.
No.
At 80 miles an hour, they have no business pulling out 10 feet in front of me into the passing lane and dropping their speed by 10 miles an hour. Before that old fart dies. Wayne Newton's still performing.
No, she's talking about her aunt's 89.
Yeah, but Wayne Newton's still performing because she went there to see him before the old fart died.
I don't know which one's the old fart, the aunt or Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, you're 100% correct. There's some fog in Tennessee when it rolls through north of Chattanooga. Ooh.
Missouri gets that way in the valleys. You can roll through those mountains of 44 and the whole road disappear. You can see it because there's a cloud that just lays on top of just like on the horizon, and when you get to it, you're going down, and you're like, okay, here we go, soup. Now that's something I've seen on this trip. It's the first time I've seen it. I've seen 3 turkeys killed by, I'm going to guess, trucks because they're just freaking feathers.
Right.
I've seen 3 now, and that's the first time I've ever seen a turkey on the side of the road. At MGM. That's probably why I didn't know he was still performing. I never go there.
I had a duck fly right into the front of the van. I was going about 80, watching it just blow up into feathers everywhere. It was gnarly. You could see it coming. It was like, no way, it's going to do it. It's going to do it. It's going to fly right into there was nowhere to go. Like, oh no.
Harlan was debt free, got indebted, and I believe he's debt free again. He's even got his picture in the book. He's got his picture in the Ramsey book. Don't you have one, Scott? Don't you have the picture?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I
I
took a
think he's debt free again. He said he was going to pay that red truck off of his. I don't know if he did.
It is. It is.
I know he said at one point that's the only debt he had. It's tough, man. That's a double-edged sword because some people need debt. I'm from the school of there's good debt and bad debt. Truck's been paid off for years. Okay. So we need a new pitcher. We need a new pitcher with Dave Ramsey.
I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
There's good debt and bad debt. My inventory is leveraged. I do have loans against my inventory.
Yeah.
If you
Do it.
I don't know if I could run at a 100% cash right now.
Probably impossible.
I run with no personal debt, no credit card debt, except for the RV. That's like a freaking mortgage anyway. That's over $2,000 a month we pay on that sucker.
I thought it was in his phone somewhere. I can't find it. Harlan with his porn stash.
Mr. Say, it gets harder as you get older too, because you realize that that clock is ticking. And I ain't talking about the clock the women have that goes, oh, I got to have a kid. For me, it's yeah, okay, I'm going to work hard for another 5 years and then try and enjoy 2 years. No, screw that. I'd rather spend some time with my family over the next 7 years than focusing on paying off a house that Harlan says everybody needs to see that.
I'm working on it. Damn it.
It gets you got to make it's one thing to make a conscious decision to say from here on I'm going to do my best to reduce my debt. I'm going to do what I can to pay off my debt. I'm not going to acquire any new debt. All those things are good. I don't know that I buy into the rice and beans anymore.
Well, you can't do rice and beans on keto.
And you can't do rice and beans on keto, Lori said.
Scott would know that. Cauliflower.
You have 19 kids? All right. I'd really like to hear her story. Harlan had rice and beans with his taco. Oh, he must have a ton of glad. I'm glad he's not around here. He's probably full of gas. Wow, 19 boys. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's rough.
Makes you appreciate what you have in life, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did you give up looking?
Give up, Scott.
It's like my phone. It's like my phone's been deleting pictures. I don't have hardly any of the pictures that I used to. It's kind of irritating.
Do I have? I know I don't budget. That's probably my biggest flaw when it comes to money.
Yeah.
I trust God. I trust God that if I make a stupid mistake, He'll provide me a path out. Not easy, but a path. I may have to work my tail off to correct my mistake, but He's going to provide me an opportunity. I have total faith in that. So I don't budget. I don't budget in the business either. Which drives my accountant absolutely nuts when I'm out here. When I'm out spending money, he does not like that.
It is.
So what is your plan to pay off the debt, Scott? Do you have a plan? Do you have a goal?
I'm just trying to, work more to create more income to throw at it. I don't really have a.
What do you have any credit card debt? Like, Steve talked about this, so
just one.
Even though he's not here, I'll say it.
Just one. It's not much.
I know for me, when I paid off debt, I used 0% credit cards. And what I did was I would max out the credit card, the 0% credit card. I would max it out to what I could afford for a monthly payment to pay it off so that there was no interest.
I'm doing the same thing.
That was the only thing I stopped using credit for everything. We used a debit card for a long time, but now I use credit cards again. I have, 120 or some different credit cards. But they all carry a zero balance. They're all on auto pay to pay the full amount. So it's not like I buy anything that we can't afford to write a check for that day.
Well, I'm sure the cards make you money too. That's why you're using them. That's why I use them.
No, it's just convenience.
Yeah.
It's convenience. It's really more convenience than carrying a pocket full of cash to buy something. But I use 0% credit cards, and we maxed out. We figured out what was the most we could make a monthly payment of.
Yep.
And if it was $2,000 then, and we had 9 months, we took $18,000 worth of 0% credit cards, and we used it to pay down all the debt we possibly could. And we would do that. We did that for probably 3 years. And towards the end, I was making a $3,000 a month payment on a credit card because it was 0% interest and it was for 12 months. And we put 2 cars on it, paid off 2 cars, and the last credit card. That was the last one we did.
Smart move. Somebody else's money.
Joe says he's got 4 payments left and he'll save $488 a month. Well, don't go buy a new car because they're talking about 60% of the payments are over $1,000 a month on a new car now.
Yeah, it's absolutely,
that's freaking insane.
It's ridiculous right now.
Yeah, and because they want you to pay for 84 months or whatever it is.
It's insane. Car prices are insane.
Yeah.
And the answer is a $70,000 or $80,000 electric car. You're going to save so much money on gas.
Won't do it.
Oh, hell, you've been eating. You every time I come on the show, you're leaning more and more left. Next thing I know, you and Joni are going to pack up and move to Beverly Hills.
Did you not listen to what I said?
Something about you were buying an electric car to save all this money on gas.
I said they want you to buy a new electric car for $70,000.
Oh, I thought you said the answer is to buy an electric car. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is he listening? Who's he listening to now?
Just moving to Beverly Hills.
Yeah, no, there's no.
Yeah.
They're now doing 10-year loans on new cars. Holy cow.
That's
10?
What is it, a house? Jesus.
What are you going to pay? As much in interest as you are for the car?
Probably.
Oh yeah, when they're going to hit you with a 7 or 8 or 10% interest.
Yeah, for 10 years. Yeah, you're going to pay as much for the interest as you are for the car. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that rate crosses over, but it's pretty close to that.
Wow.
I've only ever bought one car new, and that's because I was getting a car. Actually, the current one I have now, I bought it technically brand new. They had 5,000 miles on it because it was the dealership demo car, so they had never sold it, and it was left over from the previous year, but hadn't been sold. So they gave it to me at a little over $10,000, little over $10,000 off. So I figured I'm almost getting a used car price. So that I was okay with.
Yeah, if you buy smart with a vehicle, you can go buy a freaking Toyota that's a couple 3 years old and do yourself a favor. A lot of people go, but if you buy a lot of those cars, sometimes they're rental cars. The Sienna sitting out there was a rental car when I bought it off the lot. It had 14,000 miles on. I think they go up to like 40 or 50,000 on rental cars now because they had a hard time getting them. But it's currently sitting at 215,000 miles. I've put 200,000 miles on it since I bought it as a previous rental.
I think in general that the fact that most of those rental cars are serviced so much and they're mostly highway miles, almost offsets the disadvantage. Yeah, I mean, sure, you're getting some pros and cons both ways.
Yeah,
I've seen a brand new Porsche lower rod coming out of the driveway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if it's a bad motor, it's a bad motor.
Right.
What I did, I bought a used Sienna last year, older Sienna, and I'll probably get 150,000, no problem out of it.
I just don't understand how people can. I can't imagine $1,000. I remember selling Mercedes-Benz, and they would go, the first number has to be a 1. And then these people are looking at $1,600 a month payments on some of these cars. I can't imagine the average Joe walking into a dealership and walking out with $1,000 a month payment. No wonder they need $15 an hour.
So the difference between I agree with you, John, that the Hondas will last forever if you take care of them. The difference between a Honda and a Toyota is Toyota has gone all timing chains. Honda still uses belts. So you're going to have a big expense every 100,000 miles or so every 5 years where you've got to change that belt because it's an interference engine. And if the belt breaks, you lose the engine because it'll.
Yep.
The Toyota does not have that issue after 2007.
The other problem is insurance. The difference insurance.
The only difference really between a Honda and Toyota, other than that, is the electronics on a Honda are generally better. And I'm not meaning like the Toyota's going to die or something. Toyota's electronics are like 5 years behind. So,
yeah, but Honda's the theft rate on Hondas is much higher.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So your insurance is higher on a Honda because of the theft rate.
Drive a Honda Accord up in New Jersey and put it in a hotel parking lot. See if you come out with wheels on it. That's been a thing. I follow a guy on TikTok and YouTube. He's a tow truck driver and he keeps those orange wheels He says, I don't know how many he does. He does multiples a day of people come out from their hotels and their car will be sitting on cinder blocks. They stole all the wheels.
You better have wheel locks on every single one of them if you're going to drive one of those. And even then, you're not. I mean, you're not that safe, but still, maybe a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't want the vehicles. Johnny's is an Acura. I think it's only got like 55,000 miles on something.
Yeah, she don't drive that much though.
Just around town. If we go out of town, we drive the Toyota anyway because there's so much room in it. Even with 200,000 miles on it, hell, I just drove it to California to see Dave and come back.
Yep.
If I plan right, it's going to Nebraska and back for the junk job.
I used to be a big lease. I used to lease all my vehicles.
Yeah, Pat D's cargo brand prices has doubled since all this craziness happened.
Oh yeah. Well, people are living in them.
Well, even before that, because I was seriously looking at one, and before Joni got sick or right after she beat it, and we test drove I think it had like 6,000 miles on it, the Ford place, and they only wanted like 27 for it, 28. I didn't like the fact that it was a 2500, so it rode harder with the separate suspension. So we ended up not getting it, but that van now is a $50,000 van used.
Didn't you say you have to have different insurance on those, like commercial or something?
For the most part, those have to be titled commercial, yeah. Unless you're going to build them out and can get your insurance agent. Like Terry's, my brother, his is classified as an RV because he built it out.
Well, RV prices, the RV insurance is way up.
In Virginia, if you change the use of a vehicle, you have to go to the DMV to get it reclassified, and then your insurance will accept that in Virginia. I don't know, every state I'm sure is different, but
yeah, I don't know exactly what he had to do to get it done, but he's able to get insurance as an RV. I mean, it's fully built out now. They're getting ready to hit the road in it in a few weeks.
But looking at car payments, looking at a typical millionaire that doesn't have has regular jobs and ends up being a millionaire, they have no car payments. That's the number one thing is.
Yeah, what's the number one car of the millionaire?
Pickup truck.
F-150. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yep. That type of millionaire. And it's because they're a worker.
Yeah.
They're tradesmen. They're construction. They're plumbing. They're electrical.
And that's the other thing too, John. With paying off the house too, it's for the most part a savings account because it's the value of this house. I mean, I realize there's rumbles going on. They're going to take this and they're going to take that, but they're not going to do that.
If I was in debt and I was going to do it again, if I was going to go to a debt-free thing, and this will probably explain why I still have payments on the RV. I decided I wanted to be debt-free at 65. And this is from my own experience. Everybody I know was retired.
Well, if I carried on, the house pays off before 65, so it doesn't matter. I mean, so
what I seen was that the people that retire debt-free, no mortgage, they may have a small car payment, but really pretty much no debt. They have a much better retirement than the people that have a mortgage.
right.
So I wanted all my debt taken care of when I retired. And I set everything up that way that if I died before my debt was paid off, that my life insurance was enough to pay off all debt and leave Lori financially secure. So to me, that was a much better plan than the Dave Ramsey plan. Now, Harlan worked the Dave Ramsey plan, right, Harlan?
That was 20 years ago.
How,
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
how did you do it? What did you do? I mean, did you do what he said?
Back then I did. We had credit card debt. We had car payments and stuff, and we went through it and paid off our vehicles and paid off our credit cards. We still had our house and stuff, but yeah, we followed a lot of his stuff. But
Did you
now, go ahead.
did you get a second job, reselling, selling stuff at the auction for extra money like he talks about all the time?
The main thing I did, the first thing that I did is I went around the house and just sold a bunch of stuff that was around the house.
Well, the first thing you did was stop taking on debt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing. And I see it all the time. You see these people go, "Oh, I'm not going. I'm going to strive to be debt free," and as soon as something happens, they whip out a credit card.
Right. I have
Instead
a
of
business.
figuring out a way to do it without a credit card. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid it, but
I mean, I've gotten to the point now where, you know, I'm in a different position I was back when I was 20 something years ago when I had kids. My kids are 27 and 23, and I'm single and do my own thing. And so,
how much debt do you got now?
I pay my rent. That's it.
You have no debt, right?
No, I just pay my house rent. That's it, and then utilities and stuff like that. You know, but I don't have a personal credit card. I have a business credit card that I pay off, you know, every month if I put something on it. But no, I won't do debt anymore. I won't do car payments or nothing.
Smarter, just buy it outright if you can. Buy used.
Yeah.
Fix what you got.
Yeah.
Living within your means.
Yep.
Hey, bud.
Or below, really. I mean,
I mean, unless you're on the road all the time,
My time, buddy.
unless you're traveling a lot,
Should
fix
take
what
care.
you got.
Should just take care of your car, change the oil right, and
Mm-hmm.
maintain it, and you'd be surprised. It'll last a long time.
I change it every 10,000 miles.
Well,
Yeah.
I run a straight synthetic. eBay paying out cruise to Alaska this September. eBay don't pay shit for me anymore. I shouldn't say that. I look. It's sad. I did $76,000 on eBay last year, and I never opened up the account. That's sad.
All right, well, I'm gonna go write some cards for my auction.
What auction?
What? The show's over? What?
what? Hey, you just got here.
What? Phoebe was telling me it was time to go to bed.
I thought that was part of the show, was watching you run around and put together the auction.
That computer out there is acting like, I don't know, it's acting really slow, so that's why I'm inside.
Harlan, you still got that same job?
Mm-hmm.
That freaking cake job of yours?
I ain't leaving that job.
That's right.
No, I wouldn't either. They make you tacos and margaritas and all kinds of cool shit at work.
They were smoking meat the other day, weren't they? A couple of weeks back.
Yeah, we're cooking out on the grill. Everybody does that, right?
Right.
Yeah,
My old company used to do it a lot. Actually, I worked in audiovisual. We had a couple grills, and we do that quite frequently.
all right. Both bottles of water gone today.
Oh,
No, if I start at 8 o'clock, Phoebe comes in every 15 minutes until I tell her it's time to go to bed.
mm.
I don't even know what time it is here.
It's about 8:15.
I think it's 7. I think it's 7 something here.
7-Eleven.
6.
7-Eleven.
9/11 here.
But the whole point about this Sunday night show is to just have topics that are just about motivation, about just not necessarily just about reselling, but about more of the life and what you can do to help yourself out and better yourself. And a lot of us talking about debt tonight, which is a good thing. A lot of people, that's the one thing I think that we fail children and we fail them for generations, and we fail them on purpose. Is no one teaches anyone about money, the time value of money, about debt, about credit cards, because they want you to leave high school, and the first thing they want you to do is to give you a credit card so you can be enslaved to them. And so nobody
You have to know what an amoeba is and bullshit, chlorophyll and all that stuff. But you don't have any financial literacy. That's not.
it's they do that on purpose because I think it's Florida that DeSantis finally passed a law where they're going to require starting next year all seniors have to take a class about financial literacy. It's epidemic proportions. It would have helped. Not everybody has parents that have made right decisions. There are a lot of us like me who from broken homes and parents who struggled and
Was that a DVD sale, Scott?
yeah, but I don't understand this. I put that DVD. That's one of the $175 DVDs. It's $25, and another one that should have been is $12. The prices on this, I put them huge prices on here. This is the third CD in the last 12 hours that have sold for well over $100 under what I put them at.
Did you put the repricer on it?
No.
You need to shut all that down then.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Sounds like my grandson. My grandson says it all.
That's why this person bought two of them. These DVDs should have been $175 a piece. They bought one for $25 and one for $12.
Mm. Yeah, we went to a yard sale Saturday morning, and there wasn't many. We had to go on the other side of town. Went up to this lady's garage, and it's like, oh, this is going to be terrible. I think we bought 70% of her yard sale. All those DVDs Scott bought.
Amazon's showing you how to discount to make sales. I got to go in and make. I'm fixing to go look at my Amazon to make sure I'm not. I know my sales are way down today. Can you tell it's Easter?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine are non-existent.
I made a couple. So
Like
here's
one that I put at 28. It says it's 78.
that's weird.
On sell them.
Say what?
Unsell them.
What Brenda says, on sell them.
Where the hell everybody go? There you are.
Yeah, this one, lowest price, 169 plus 399 shipping. Mine just sold for $12.
How does
Somebody
that?
got a good deal.
Here's another one out of stock. This one's out of stock. I was the only one in on it. So I guess I sold it for $11.
Was that a set?
No, that's just one season.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can't hardly ship it.
Have you sold it before?
No,
Okay, so it's not a repricer issue.
no.
That's very strange.
I'll just have to take the hit on these.
Yeah, because you can't keep canceling.
No.
Oh, you know what exactly what I'm gonna do? Amazon, I hope you're not watching. I'll just send it out, and never ship it. Fuck it. And in about 2 weeks, I'll apologize and tell them the post office lost it.
Yep.
There ain't nothing. These are heavy hitting CDs. These were.
Or you could ship
How did my prices get changed?
Mr. Sadie says there is use for debt in business. To be fair, we carry big grocery stores for it says 3 months. It's 90 days at a time. That's hard to bootstrap. You bet your bottom dollar it's hard to bootstrap. It's your naughty dog changing prices. Brenda said that.
Franklin said, I told you to come to bed at 8.
Watch that shit.
I'll fix you.
I'll fix you. It's
That's more like
somebody
this.
said something. You have to be frugal and not materialistic. I don't think you need to be frugal as much as you need to be not materialistic. You can live within your means and not be frugal. I don't think you have to be frugal to
Because part of it's got to be, as Amazon has changed everything to this send to Amazon crap. There's been a lot of people had a ton of problems with boxes and shipments between these third parties not saying the same things. There's been all kinds of issues communicating between.
Yeah.
Amazon's got a lot of issues.
I mean, if I send those 3 out, I lose north of $500 in sales on those.
If you ship LTL, and there's probably nobody in here that ships LTL, it now sets it. The default is it sets to other partner, not an Amazon carrier.
Oh, really?
Why are they defaulting it? So that you have to pay trucking companies to ship it in.
Yeah.
Frugal helps when you're trying to reach a goal. It gets you there quicker. Okay, I'll buy into the frugal helps you get to a goal. But living a frugal life, I don't. I think it's more about being not materialistic. Will give you a better life than being frugal. I think frugal, you're going to feel like you're missing out on more.
Yeah.
If you got 10 T-shirts, you don't need to go buy another one.
I do. I need 10 of the same one. I don't have to choose which one I want. I just wear 10 of the same one.
I sold these today, Scott. I picked those up yesterday morning at that lady's yard sale, the first one I went to.
Mm-hmm.
She had out a vintage Tupperware.
All right.
She had it for $1, but she ended up giving it to me. Sold those for 19 and listed the other set for like 15.
Nice.
Oh, actually, John, I buy 10 of the same T-shirt once I find the one I like, just so I don't have to choose.
Just get different colors.
Either that or even the same one. Once I find something I like, and then I don't have to worry about it for 2 years.
Yeah, I'm the same
Okay.
way.
I'm
I
guilty.
got- I wear this. I wear this one now.
Yeah.
Bite it says "bite my wood."
It's like my rule for socks. I have a few dress socks, but other than that, I buy 20 to 30 pairs at a time, and once it dwindles down to of the exact same one, so one, and I throw one away at a time if it gets a hole in it or it rips or whatever. And once it gets down to 10 pairs, I throw all those away and go buy new ones.
Yep, I do the same thing.
Because I don't want to fold socks. I don't want to match up socks. I just put them all in a drawer.
Get out there.
Yeah,
It's a time saver for me.
listen. This goes to, and I say this. I'm saying this more and more. You got to have a very small circle of friends, and you got to be willing to tell everybody in the world, including your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your children, kiss my fat ass. This is how I'm going to live my life, and if you don't like it, go on about your business.
I'm gonna call my mom right now. Where's the phone? Mom,
Well,
buy my.
listen, my dad died a couple of weeks ago. You know what everybody fought over? Who was going to go pick up the SOB and frickin' have his ass cremated so they could dump him down the drain?
Oh my God.
So they said that you were out there changing my prices. Were you changing my prices, boy? They said
I
you were
don't know what
changing
you're talking about. Get your ass in the
Were you
bed.
changing prices?
Crazy.
Are you changing prices? Hey, don't bite me in the nose.
No.
So this
I think you're.
so this one is Franklin. He's the little one.
He's the newest.
Yeah.
But very efficient in Amazon and eBay.
He makes sales happen.
Here it has falling prices. Any of you guys remember what was that guy's name? Crazy Eddie?
Yeah.
His prices are insane.
Yeah. It's
Franklin's
think
like
I think
90%
he's
off,
out of jail now.
90% off everything because Daddy won't get his ass in the bed. 90% off.
Franklin don't care. He runs around all freaking day, and I'm surprised he's even awake. Because you'll go in there and he'll be laid out, and you got to move him around, and it's like a wet dish rag. He don't even wake up, don't even move, he don't even look at you. He just whatever position you roll him into, that's where he stays.
That's because he's up all night on the interwebs.
On the interweb. Lowering prices.
What are you doing now?
Oh shit, Mike's in the house. What's up?
Now he's chewing on the handle of the chair. You're bad, boy. You gave away the DVD, the Blu-rays. We can't buy another chair.
Well, I got to get out of here because I got to get some sleep because tomorrow's the last day of driving.
Are you driving all the way back tomorrow?
Yeah, what am I, 20 miles from Arizona?
Ah.
Yeah, far. An easy drive.
So where's the motorhome then while y'all been gone?
Sitting on the property. I bought a spot. You seen it, right?
Mm.
Sits on top of the mountain and looks down to the Colorado River.
How's the wind over there? Is it bad or?
The what?
The
The
view's
what?
awesome. The view's awesome, but how's the wind? Is it really bad there? Or?
Well, I mean, when the wind's blowing, you can't stand up straight.
No,
I mean, that freaking wind will blow. It comes through there 60, 70 miles an hour on average.
yeah,
I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Harlan, I'm out.
When it blows around here that big, you better put your head between your legs because the tornado's coming. This will be the first Monday that we drove to Fayetteville in the morning that we have not seen a place where the tornado has crossed the road.
Oh shit!
Yeah, last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks, an F3 landed just north of here, dropped and went across the highway. I mean, just wreaked havoc.
Yeah, I killed a lady right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that my car?
Yeah. Yeah, he's gone. He's worrying the hell out of Phoebe right now. I look over there and Phoebe's got Franklin's whole snout in her mouth, just looking at me.
No, it ain't mine. It's somebody else's scroll.
Hey, Mr. Sadie, thank you so much. Yeah, it's and we're gonna. I think we've got more bad times ahead before good times, and I really think that the way you get through this, people are gonna go, how do you cope with all this and this and that? You got to be grounded to yourself. You got to be grounded. What's important, and take care of what is important. I got a feeling that we're look at the death rates going on now. I still think that I don't think we've hit enough. We're only 2 years out from all the shots and carrying on. There's still people going to have trouble with that. There's excess death. There's going to be lots of people. Look at the tech jobs that are disappearing right now. Is anybody paying attention? They are. I mean, these big companies are laying off as fast as they can, and Walmart as fast as they can are putting in or making you the checkout.
You think they're a good deal. Sometimes you can get buy one get one free on those if you.
Yeah, you'll be like the city councilman here.
They had a city councilman here in town, and he was doing the boop, free one, boop, free one.
They'd caught him on video 38 separate times doing that. He got arrested for that.
So he comes out and he apologizes. I'm sorry, I missed skipping this one item. I'm sorry. And they're like, no, you have stolen X amount of dollars from us over. But he's like, oh,
yeah.
They've been watching him. And that was just at Walmart. There ain't no telling where else he had done it at.
Walmart has one of the most sophisticated facial recognition systems in the world. And
Yes, they do.
They will, and they monitor. Once you reach $800 in theft, they will take you to court.
Well, they got him.
Yeah,
and I think
that's their general policy. They don't really care if you walk out with it or not. But once you get to $800, lifetime, not in a single instance, lifetime.
Yeah.
Yep. They'll nail
Mike
you.
wants to know if we're going back to remix again. I know Harlan was.
I'm going. Am I going? Come on.
Harlan's
Come on. But
Mike,
Mike, I will not get drunk and tell you that I love Jody this year. I promise I will not do that.
I'm keeping the shit off my watch in case anybody's wondering.
So the night before the last night, I drank way too much, and I'm not a big drinker. And they got to a certain point where I don't remember anything. So the next day, Mike was like, "Man, Harlan, I had no idea you loved Jody Bagwell so much." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "If you told me you loved her once, you said it 100 times." It's like, I don't remember talking to you last night, Mike.
And Dave and I were sitting there stoned, and we're like, and we watched him as he came and told us over and over. Then he go talk to other people, and we're like,
That's
"Oh,
embarrassing.
he's gonna regret this."
That's
I'm gonna regret this
embarrassing.
tomorrow.
Do you remember? Do you remember him walking down Fremont Street doing a live?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a few years
That
ago.
was tame
That was
compared
2
to
years
this one.
ago. Yeah.
I remember that. But I
You
don't
remember most of that, right?
Yeah, I remember most of that. Yeah.
I think there were a few pictures that I ended up sending to you. Like, I did that.
Wasn't that the night? Wasn't that the night that Scott went to the hotel room in the wheelchair?
Not
that
the
was
same night.
later.
Same
was-
trip.
Same trip.
Same trip.
Yeah.
No, that was the night, John, that you had to drive us home from down there, and Harlan's like, "All right, can we just find some straight roads back to the hotel?"
Stop fucking turning.
Mike said that was his favorite night of the week. I wish I remembered it, Mike. I
Oh
do.
yeah, it was a good one.
It was awesome. So awesome.
All right, I'm headed out.
Right
All
on.
right, John, safe travels tomorrow, buddy.
All right, guys, you have a happy Easter. I'll
All
talk
right,
to you
see
next
you.
time. See you.
See you, John.
Easy.
But it's really if you can really, put your head down and do right over the next 18 months, maybe 2 years, I think that there's gonna be opportunity because just because of what's going to happen, and you'll be a lot happier person.
Speaking of wheelchair, Thrifty Santa, what's going on?
I don't need a wheelchair.
You never know who's listening over on the side, but when something's mentioned, right here, there they are.
Barry, you'd have been so proud this trip to Vegas. I just got high.
You only did one. You didn't do a double whammy.
I didn't do a double whammy. I just got high. No wheelchairs needed.
You did good too. You pumped tough. I'll give him that. Yeah.
That's exactly right, Mike. If you got the money to buy during that time, that is exactly right.
Yeah, there's gonna be lots of opportunity, but it's not gonna be an easy time because you're gonna have a lot of personal things going on, and there's gonna be a lot of outside forces. So it's gonna take a lot to be able to see your way through and make correct decisions. I mean, they talk about misinformation and stuff all the time. The biggest peddlers of misinformation are the United States government.
Yeah.
You cannot trust anything they tell you, say, or do. Just can't. The news media, I don't trust either side.
No.
Unless I see it. Unless I see it with my own eyes or from somebody I absolutely do trust, I'm out.
And I hope you're right about crypto.
I don't think it's all crypto, but I still think Bitcoin's got a part to play in all this before it's over.
Boy, it's on a run too.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I looked, it was at 28,000. I don't know what it's at now.
I'll hold on for the ride.
All I know is the HNT still sucks.
Yeah, I know there was too much proliferation, too much spread out, too many coins and stuff. I think we're going to shake down the big ones. I still think Bitcoin gets all the press. Ethereum is probably the winner. If you look at Jacob's the professional on this stuff, but if you look at what it takes, the energy to mine Bitcoin versus Ethereum is much more efficient.
Yeah.
It has all the upside of Bitcoin and not the downside. And that's the one thing you got to look at. There's 4 to 6 coins that are going to be really positioned, and they're all Ethereum based.
Yeah. Well, there's some other altcoins out there that are novel and they swing a lot, but Ethereum is, yeah, I would agree with Storage Auction Pirate. I see Ethereum as silver. It follows the trend, and it's not as volatile.
Yeah, it doesn't react as fast or as hard for sure. That one's the safer one because you at least got a chance to get out of it before it crashes. If you see stuff going to hell, you've got a little bit of time before Ethereum goes with them.
Right.
I have like a crypto.
So Jason Byers, no problem. I try. You know, the problem I have is I've made 800-900 videos. You know, I've had how many live shows have I done over the man? It's thousands of live shows, and you run out of topics. And the one thing, whether somebody's been a new reseller or a veteran reseller, you know, a lot of people, you know, struggle with the motivation, and you know, there's nobody talking about the just serious topics that come up. I didn't really have a great one tonight because, but the past few, you can look at this show and just try to take notes from what I'm learning in my own self development through listening to motivation podcast. And
That's something that's key is your mindset and the way that you think.
correct. And so
You have to get that straight before you do anything.
And so that's what I 100% believe what Harlan just said. So that's what I've been working on. I've been trying to work on. In order to change and to accomplish great things, you have to be in the right frame of mind. It's just not going to nothing. I don't believe anything happens by accident. You know, you have to be in a position to take advantage of any opportunities, and so that's the purpose of Sunday nights. Thursday nights, me and Dave get high and drunk and talk to you about whatever on Rumble. And the Wednesday show is pretty much all reselling.
Yeah.
It might, Mike. If you watch anything with these coins, there are certain levels that they have to push through, and they get to them and come back, before and they'll run up to them a couple times before almost. What do you call it, Jacob? Like a hard stop or something? There's something you said.
Resistance.
Huh?
Resistance and support.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he stares at Bitcoin 900 times a day.
Shit, reselling's like that, you know? It's like watching the stock market as well.
Oh, yeah. Amazon's exactly like that in the beginning. But in somebody who's a newer reseller and newer Amazon seller, especially, type in the chat how many times you look at your Amazon sales.
Yeah.
It used to be, man, I check it every like 10 minutes. Whatever, 3 or 4 times a day. I don't really pay much attention to it. I look to see what I've sold versus how many freaking times.
Yeah. It's the stock market, except you control the product, you know?
So yeah, Jason, we really talk about that Thursday night. Check us out on Rumble. For the most part, most resellers are too scared to tell you what their current beliefs are, because you know right now in this current society, you are demonized either way. You are called a crazy liberal on one side, or you know you're the crazy conservative on the other, and so there's no winning in for the most part. So most people just just avoid the topic like it's the plague. But I'm not going to be silenced. I don't care if the channel dies. I don't care if they strike it down. I don't really care anymore. They can bite my ass. It's a way. It's an evil way they have of using discourse in the country, making everybody hate each other to whether you won't talk. How do you silence and take away free speech? Is you nitpick put people in the groups and then put them against each other and tell them, I don't hate anybody. You think you're a female panda bear? I don't care. If you think there's 100 genders, you can think that all you want to. Just don't force your bullshit on me. I understand there's 2 genders. I understand there's 2. It's okay if you can believe that you're a turtle giraffe. Have at it. Don't really care. It doesn't affect my life one bit. You know, the problem I have is when they push it on us. Gay, straight, whatever. I honestly don't care. And it doesn't matter in anybody's life anyway, because it doesn't affect us one bit. Just don't come after the children, because it's hard enough to grow up as a child as it is with all the peer pressure they deal with, not to throw in the insanity of adults and their stupidity. Let kids be kids. And that's the problem that bothers me about all these crazy liberal teachers. You'll see them all the time, how it just made them so proud that their kindergarten students affirm their gender. You've got serious problems if you need the approval of a kindergartner. Just do. And we have done people with mental issues wrong as long as I can look in history. We've done them wrong. You know, frontal lobotomies, we throw them in homes, and treat them terrible. And now we've gone to the other end where we don't treat at all. There's nothing sadder than seeing, you know, someone who happens to be homeless, and you can tell that they've got issues because they've got tics or whatever, or they're talking. That's really sad that we don't have the heart as a people in the greatest economy this world has ever seen, that we can't take care of people who need to be taken care of. Just there's your soapbox speech.
I'd like to check you for ticks.
Put a link up there for you for Rumble. Anybody wants to come join us on Thursdays.
Brenda, I'm right there with you. That's it. I mean, if we could just be adults and humans and be respectful of each other. Everybody has their own lives to live, and they should, in this free country, you should be able to live it however you want to do it, as long as you don't impede on the rights of others. That's the only caveat. Do not impede on somebody else's. I've been through it, folks. It's I've told y'all that over and over. You want to know interesting? From the time of 9 until now, in the 70s and 80s, having a mother who is a lesbian is a different experience. I'm here to tell you. The 60s, 70s, 80s, early 90s, it was not an accepting place. Very, very difficult. And I can tell you lots of stories. I should be very jaded. I just don't care. It's not has it affected me? Absolutely, but I don't think any negativity. It's opened my eyes that, guess what? They're just people, folks. They're just people. We don't. If you would stop and talk to the people who you disagree with on certain topics, you'd be amazed if you wouldn't talk about that. But everything else, you have way more in common with everyone on this planet than differences. We are way more alike than anyone cares to think.
Yep.
What I mean, what is? I'm a conservative Christian who leans way right. What am I supposed to do? Tell my mother I don't agree with her lifestyle, that I'm never going to speak to her again? That's my fucking mother, folks. Everyone sins and falling short of the glory of God. That's a decision she's going to have to deal with. I've got enough sin in my life. I can promise you, I've got enough sin in my life to deal with that I don't need to be. I don't need to be so highfalutin that I deal with somebody else's. I ain't got that kind of time. I can't deal with my own. So we make this crazy. We absolutely make this crazy. Y'all forget I'm Generation X. We get along with everybody for the most part.
Pretty much.
You're talking about the latchkey kids who figured it out on our own.
Yeah.
I've got friends of all colors, persuasions. Whether they're a good person or not doesn't have anything to do with most things people say. Their skin color, their sexual orientation, nothing. I've met bad people on both sides. It ain't, there's way more white people I dislike in this world than any other color. I can promise you. And it's not because they're white. It's just because they're sorry ass people.
Yeah.
You talking about me again while I left?
Whoa.
Not this time.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. Not this time.
Sorry ass white people, and I come one thing. I'm right here.
Right here. What the hell, man?
Man, life is hard enough, and we all have problems. I don't want your problems. I can promise you. And Carol, hate's a strong word. Okay, dislike is probably the better word, because the one thing I can tell you, if you don't forgive and move on, you get destroyed. I talked earlier about, if you've made mistakes and you're recovering from them and you're trying to do things better, you've got to be able to forgive yourself. You've also got to be able to forgive others, because that will burn inside of you and will force you to make decisions and affect who you are and what you do, and you will become a person you don't like. And that's it, Carol. It's exactly. I don't care anymore. It's much more indifference. It's just no. Because if you that hate will burn, it'll burn you up. Stuff happens. You move on. You learn. It's like reselling. What I tell people, one of the best things in reselling is you screw up and make a mistake. Figure out how to deal with it, learn, and move on. Yeah, so it does. Nice to see you here tonight. It hurts you. I promise you, folks. If you don't forgive and move on, that kind of negativity can destroy you. Absolutely can destroy you. And you see a lot of people who have a lot of things happen and they live in that very negative, everything happens bad to me. I promise you, I know somebody who's on the other side of this house who's had way more medical issues than you've ever had, and for nothing she's ever done. 17 surgeries since I've known her. 17. Think about that. And she's still staring down kidney disease and cataracts. Those are mixed up.
I resemble that comment.
Yeah, it was not a Brennan. When I don't remember ever in middle, elementary, any of my high school, any of those that there was an issue with any colors. I grew up in the South. There was never I don't remember any kind of turmoil, any of that kind of stuff.
I think that's the common denominator, Carol.
All right, that's exactly what I'm saying.
She was okay, Scott.
It should have been the other way around. It should have been Run Scott. If she was in here, I don't know if you've heard the story, Carol. She'd tell you the story. When we'd been going out a while, and she decided the church we went to had a student section that was an old Howard Johnson's building. So if you're familiar with an old Howard Johnson's,
Hojo building.
the Howard Johnson had an outside building that you would check into, and the hotel was across the parking lot. Just the way they did the hotels back then. And so that little building became the student center. And so that's where the college stuff we all met over there. And she was running from, somebody said she had a phone call or something, and this was before cell phones. So she was in the parking lot, or she was in the other building, and she was running from one to the other and tripped over a parking curb. It's over and over. I'm telling you right now, this happens to me all the time. You should just run away right now. That's what she told me. That she laughs and tells people that story.
Now Scott's going, gosh,
Damn it, should have.
listen. She hit her head, and that's how it happened.
Right.
She fell and woke up. Hey, Scott. Ooh, sexy Scott. Oh my God.
I couldn't find Harlan. But I could find her.
Oh, where's the other ones you used to put? That's a good one. Some of the other ones. What were some of the other ones you had named her?
Don't worry, they're still in here. I saw them the other day.
I forgot what you had. You have certain names for certain pictures.
They're not either. They're gone too. Where'd they go?
Oh my God. That damn Franklin done deleted all your pictures too.
Johnny probably got in my phone and deleted these things.
My porn pic's gone. Ridiculous.
Don't tell her about Google Photos though. You mean that one, Harlan?
There's a good one.
I don't have the one of her sitting in the tree. That's
Yeah, my wife would kick my ass.
I found all these and took pictures of them, so she couldn't take them away. Even though she does have the password on my phone, if she wanted to delete them, I guess she could.
No.
That one, big hair.
Big hair days.
Everybody had big hair.
The Aquanet days.
Oh yeah. Not everybody, because she got really big hair at some point.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, the one of my mother. I was talking about this the other day. I sent one to my mother, and she's like, "Where the hell did you find that one of me with a damn fro?" There's another one. Yeah, where's the one? Oh no! Oh God, I thought I lost this one. This was the best one ever. I was so mean. I had to take this one off as her contact picture.
Yeah, that's the one you said, hey, buck through Johnny's car.
Yeah, that's why I had to take it off.
Yeah.
Joseph, what's your best-selling item from last week?
Oh, yeah.
I had some McCoy pottery that sold for $70. It was like a little tea pitcher thing with 2 cups.
I don't know what my best one was. I have to look it up real quick.
Is it slow for you too, Harlan, or last week?
I did 825, I believe. So
I didn't add mine up, so
it's slowed down. It's that's 3 weeks in a row under 1,000, and I was like 12 to 15 weeks in a row over 1,000.
Yeah.
I had a Fitbit go for. I need to find another Fitbit, like $40. That's more than I can get for Amazon. I mean eBay. And I had an Atari X Flashback go for $47.50.
Nice.
Those were my bigger.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a $5 one.
Mm-hmm. We see those for $5 quite a bit.
That was just Carol. That was just the first 4 yard sales. We bought even more crap. I'm telling you. I need to look. I don't even have my numbers up for this week. I don't even know what I've sold.
So, dude, you know, is it ready?
What have I?
You can do it.
What do I have? Have you looked at your numbers for this week, Harlan?
No, I have not.
I'm usually somewhere between close to 1,500 on this week.
Yeah, if I had all the stuff that Mike finds in his units through
Oh
these
my God,
auctions, oh God, I'd be rich.
We'd
Yeah.
be rich.
Yeah, yard sales this next week's supposed to be really good here. A bunch of big community sales, and finally the rain quit. It's rained like all week, and today was really nice. And I think this whole week is supposed to be really nice and back up in the mid 70s.
Hey, what did I give for that? I Love Lucy cookie jar. Did I give 5 or 10 for it?
I told you to offer him 5, and you did.
Yeah. Okay, it's at 13 already. Hey, the quilt rack's at 9. I only paid 2 for it.
The Day of the Dead wine glasses are in my kitchen. That was for me. Oh my gosh, Mike.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too. And that's awesome. It's
My God.
working great.
Very nice. Very nice. Keep pushing. Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Sunday was 8,200. 3 hours a day, 6,200.
And you know, Mike, you run a good whatnot too. You know, he rolls. He does well with it.
That's what I'm all about, Carol. Class.
Yep.
You can't say Harlan without saying classy Harlan.
Classy Harlan.
Winning.
Cha-ching.
Hey, it's a $4 DVD set.
Woohoo.
Little girl's up.
You or whose was that?
It wasn't me.
Hey, it was underwear. No, I looked at all the rest of them. There's no more.
Whatnot's about the biggest thing out. It's an auction site where you can get on there and auction off your stuff. Oh, very nice. 17 men's twill top coats for $35. On Amazon, they sell between $156 and $225. That's true, Carol.
I haven't opened one out for a while.
I got 1 day left on my wrestling figure auction, Scott. Tomorrow night at 8 is when they end.
Is this the big one?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
I started him at 4,000. Nobody's bid yet, but I got 30 watchers on it, I think. People asking me questions, and then the Hulk Hogan's, I listed it at 1,700. It's got 25 watchers, I think.
Yeah, we got our big neighborhood here next week, so that's really going to kick off yard sales for good for us. I've still got. I did a video if y'all hadn't seen it. One day last week, and it showed the stuff that Harlan and I. That was a good example of the kind of stuff we pick up.
Yeah, Mike, you're doing well. I just looked at your account. You only got like 505 people following him, and he's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's intense.
I thought I had food savers in there this week.
Mike he's got a few followers on social media.
I mean, I'm sure he's getting it from other places too, but I'm just saying
he's getting there.
It's impressive in a short period of time, you know.
What is it? 750,000 now, I think he's got.
Oh yeah,
Was it 4,800 followers?
4,800 followers and 5,000 sales he's got.
Oh, 40. Okay, I did look at it wrong. He's following 505 people. My bad.
5,000 sales. Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That takes a team.
Yeah, getting all that stuff shipped out to that he sold or whatnot to has got to be.
Uh-oh, we got to finish up the taxes. Yeah, it's crunch time. Have a good one.
All right, for real, I'm going this time. Everyone have a wonderful night. And we'll see you Wednesday morning, unless I get a video out. I'll try. Roll Tide.